I'm going to start off with Roe. I'm going to ask you this first question.
Good morning from your favorite internet
Stay
uncle.
ready. You don't have to get ready. Get established. Let's go.
What programs do you like to watch when you chilling, relaxing at the crib?
When I'm chilling and relaxing, I'm generally trying to find something sports related that's on. If it's a good game on, then I'll sit back and watch that game or whatever. No, chilling, relaxing, I'm just watching something to chill and relax. It's nothing specific. I like, if it's a good movie, if it's a sporting event, things of that nature, that's what I'm usually watching when I'm chilling.
Okay, all right. Throw it to you, Big. What you like to watch?
It's funny, man. I like to watch anything that's being tore down and rebuilt. So I'll watch when I'm relaxing, I'll watch HGTV. I'll watch it used to be the show, the network used to be called not Overhauling. It used to be called but the TV shows where they take the cars and they do the rebuilds. I'll watch the tiny houses where they, construct them. When I'm relaxing, I'll watch all of that. I'll watch Chip and Joanna, man. I love their work. You know what I'm saying? I love the way they work together. The Property Brothers, Flip This House, Flip a Flop. I mean, anything that's being deconstructed and rebuilt in a better way, that's what I watch, because it just gives me a level of inspiration that, we all work in progress. And this just how my mind works. I'm like, we all work in progress. And if they can do this with that, then what can we do with ourselves, and what can we do when we come together? So that's what I really love watching. I mean, I just get a kick out of it. I do, in 30 minutes or an hour.
All right, cool. What about you, Blaine? What do you like? What do you enjoy watching?
Of course, I'm like in the 50s, 60s, baby. So I like the old shows like Good Times and, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all the old shows in the 60s, Flip Wilson, stuff like that. That was very entertaining back at the time, because I think during that time, those shows was like, there wasn't so many shoot 'em up shows. You had like police shows and stuff like that, but they didn't really show the killings, because it was limited for that type of TV back then. But to me, I like stuff like Elvis Presley old movies, the 30s old movie. And my favorite old movies that made it to television is like The Godfather or something like that. I enjoy old entertainment, that's what I like. I mean, I'm old school.
So I got a question for Shine before you go back again. So he said 50s, 60s. Which one is it?
Well, I was born in 58, so that's right on the border.
Okay, all right. I just got a message.
I'm old school. I'm real old school. So
yeah, but I agree with you, man. With the old film, I like watching old movies.
I like old movies. I like the old TV shows. It was like, you remember Different Strokes and other shows like that. It was more entertainment. When blacks was trying to get on TV, and they really opened up the entertainment world back then. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed TV back then. Sanford and Son and different shows like that.
What about those black, some of the black movies like
Cotton Clubs of Harlem?
Car Wash.
Yeah,
Car Wash. And Uptown Saturday Night.
Mac. See, that's my generation.
The black exploitation films.
Yeah, Pamela Greer. I was in love with her 1,000 times, man. I used to fantasize about. That was our Halle Berry, as you might say today. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
I loved all those old school movies. Like Cornbread Earl and Me, and the guy who went to school and what was that? Cooley High. That was actually another good one. But those are old school, so I mean that's what I like.
All right, me personally, I guess I'm a wide range with it, because of course I like old shows too, like Gunsmoke and all stuff like that, because my father watched it, when the big TV was going. He was the one that was watching it, and it was like whatever he watched, you watching it too. So you just got to deal with it. But when I was able to watch, whatever on my own, I like to watch Star Trek. You know, that was my thing, because you know it's just a futuristic look you know, at that time we looked at it as that looked like futuristic. So it was like, oh man, you know, it was just something that just kind of really inspired me. And then just watching shows that you know, like A Different World, Cosby Show, you know, like Martin and stuff like that. Those shows like that when we were coming up during our time, when, you know, it was the backpack college, you know, college years and stuff like that, you know, where it was kicking knowledge. All right, so let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think the biggest thing in television program right now? The biggest type of shows that's going on?
Man, Ozark. Ozark, man. I mean, if you're talking about something that's blazing right now, that's making noise, Ozark, man. I tell anybody, yo, it's on Netflix. You watch the first episode, you're locked. And I'm gonna tell you what else is jumping. Stars is jumping because 50 is over there killing it with the Power Universe.
No doubt. Nah.
Every one of them shows, you know, I think has been good and very entertaining. You know, and of course it's about street life.
Yeah.
You know, but it's entertaining because, I mean, what he's doing over there is incredible. He's just building depth with each one of these characters, man. He's just giving us more. He's going forward. He's going backward with the characters. I just think it's insane what he did. I'm enjoying it.
All right. Okay. Well, let's ask this. Let's focus on that for a second. All right. So, all right, because the themes are gang related, and you know, it shows particular lifestyles. I mean, how do you contextualize those types of themes that goes on in these programs that you're watching?
Well, I think, you know, with me, when I'm watching something, whether I'm relaxing or, you know, whatever, if I'm just watching it, I always try to take something out of it because, you know, being a director, if you're a writer, you're telling a story and you're telling it from an experience. You get enlightened by something. Something sparked what you put on paper to bring to the screen. So it's always some type of personal point of view that you're gonna bring across. I think the big thing with these shows now is the hidden agendas that's being pushed. You know, just so you gotta, first of all, is who's around you, you know, based on what you're watching. I'm watching by myself. I always try to pull something from everything. You know, like my man Blaine mentioned The Godfather. In Godfather, it's a line when Marlon Brando, who played the Godfather, is talking, where he says, "Men can't be careless. Women and children can, but not men." I think that's so important, you know,
Indeed.
based on where it came from, you know, and how he was trying to teach his kids. You know, even though they were adults, he was always in teaching mode. And when you can watch TV and pull those little gems out and apply it to your life, I think those are the little things that I look for in programming. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
That's good, Ro. That's real good. I think, and it's funny because the conversation is edutainment. So we know that these street films, for me, it's an escape for me because I enjoy the entertainment value of it. It's just like I just finished watching A Wire over again. I watched the whole thing, and it made me realize that I really didn't watch it the first time. I watched bits and pieces. When I got back and I watched it from, you know, episode 1 to the end, I was like, wow. I was like, it was pretty dope. I mean, it shows a part of life that we not living I mean, for most people, but it does show you. It gives you an eye into what's going on. I mean, it ain't gonna be necessarily exactly the street life because it's fictionalized and it's a story that they have to tell. But for me, it's an escape to watch and see something that's different. My range is different than a lot of people because some of my favorite movies are old musicals. And people wouldn't necessarily meet me and know that. But one of my favorite movies is The Sound of Music. I own that movie.
Oh wow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I own it. I mean, Shy, you want to laugh, but I mean, it's artistry in that, man.
I mean,
Artistry in that film, and I mean, you take it back to West Side Story.
Okay.
And it's another film, The Music Man. The original version with Robert Preston, or that still may be the second version, but that's the version that had Ron Howard in there as a little kid.
Mhm.
But what comes to light for me when I see these films is look at how diverse in filmmaking the white community is allowed to be, and then look how narrow it is for people of minorities. Because if you look at it, you can get Sound of Music, that's like in Austria. And that's in a different country altogether, but to the world they're still white people. But you can't look at a film that has Latinos. They gonna be some type of crook or some type of drug dealer. Cubans gonna be some type of crook or some type of drug dealer. Blacks, they're gonna be thugs or they're gonna be this. So it's the typecasting, and I'm glad we having this conversation because imagery is everything.
Everything.
There's so much power in media, and we take it for granted because when you're relaxing, you allow things to enter you, and it can teach you more than when you're actually focused on trying to learn. So these things are being perpetuated even in our edutainment because we don't get to have the lighthearted stories. I mean, you think let's talk about this, and I'm switching. I know I'm going in a different direction here. I'm not trying to take over the show, but I just want our audience to understand we got to be conscious about when we watching this boob tube, because you'll turn it on sometimes and it'll be on all day, and you sucking all this imagery in. The images that I see when I watch even the Power Universe, that's not all black people. But when you look at TV and you look at how much thug life stuff is presented versus off Cosby type things, or the new modern day Cosby, which is blackish. Look at the ratio of what you get from the street life to when you get to the family oriented things. And we just have to be aware. We have to tell our kids, because kids are very impressionable. We have to tell them this is not real. We grew up, we had less penetration when it came to media when we were growing up. We didn't even know sometimes to the music, when hip hop was dropping, when hip hop was becoming really popular, sometimes we didn't even know what our artists looked like. We just knew what it sounded like because we would hear it on the radio. There was no music videos like that when hip hop first dropped. So we need to continue to have that conversation, as Rose said, and the lessons as we continue to teach our kids, even after they're grown, but on the way up, we've got to have these conversations that what you're seeing is not real life, because you got people that want to emulate what they see.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Since you brought up the children, I'm gonna ask you this. All right. Thanks again for watching our show. If you like this week's episode, check out these here, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that bell notification, because that bell notification lets you know when there's an up and coming episode. So until then, peace.